I seen you, you're watching Jive Talk. You're waiting for the hard rock news to get you off. And I said, all on town. Goodbye, horses. We're jiving all the time. Goodbye, horses. If you want some hard rockin' news, get it from Shane right now. Motherfuck, let's Jive Talk. That was so damn good. I am so happy with myself. Get yourself a Diet Coke if you knew the take on that song. I'll give you one little hint. There was a guy that would drape himself. He was naked in a movie, and he would say, "Would you fuck me?" He said, "I would fuck me." Or no, he says, well, he said that too, didn't he? But he said, "It places the lotion in the basket or else it gets the hose again." If you know what all that means, then you're a great person, and you can put it in the comments. What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to a hard-hitting, action-packed Jive Talking with Shane Diablo, episode 113, 113. Have you listened to all of them? I feel like you could listen to any of them at any time in the future, on your, perhaps if you're with your loved ones and you're about ready to pass on into heaven and whatnot, you could probably kill some time with some Jive Talking with Shane Diablos. If you're giving birth to your child, from the beginning of life to the end of life, you're giving birth, you're at the hospital, it's 4 a.m. Put on a little Shane, Jive Talking with Shane Diablo, that baby will come right out of the hole. I'm telling you that right now. Welcome one and all. We have stories to tell. We have a video to watch. Duff McCagan and what's his name now? Not Lane Staley, but the other one, the living one. I'm blanking on his name, but they're going to sit down on a leather couch and talk to each other about Duff McCagan's new third solo record, which I thought was slightly bizarre. But we've got a cavalcade of stories here, and we mustn't wait. We do have your comments, too. You'll be happy to know that. You'll be happy to know that Mike Buchanan, some of you may have been concerned about his health or concerned that maybe, aliens came for a good probing. I did see that he was there. So he's got his dad jokes and everything. Let's do it right now. I saw this and I says, you got to be kidding me. This is Mammoth WVH. It's the Wolfgang Van Halen. And next to him is Tobacco Road, David Lee Roth. And I read this line here and it says, David Lee Roth takes a shot at Wolfgang Van Halen. And I'm figuring that if it's on Blabbermouth, it's probably he did say something rude, because sometimes they'll twist that. They'll do what those, what they call it, clickbait headlines, where really he's just saying this fucking kid is awesome, but they make it sound like he's going to give him some grief. Before we get into the story, I just thought of this. I'm going to have some of this water, because this whatever drink that I bought is not sparkling water. It's crap. But before we get into the story related to Mammoth WVH, as I'm watching one of those TikToks or something, and it was Eddie Van Halen, and he was doing an interview, and he said that his son, this little bugger right here, this chubby-cheeked little sweetheart, was 10 years old before he knew what his dad did. He said he walked into this room and saw all this Van Halen shit all over the walls and went, Dad, is this you? And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of a fucking monster was Eddie Van Halen? Kid's 10 years old? Before you go, I'm kind of this guy. Maybe 10's the proper age. You guys will get in the comments and say, no, Shane, you're wrong. I'm a psychologist and you're wrong. Eddie did the right thing. He should have been, probably should have told his son that he was a famous rock star guitar player at the age of 12. So I'm a little mad at Eddie for that, but, whatever. Let's get into it, see what they say. David Lee, the Lee man Roth, has blasted Wolfgang Van Halen. Blasted's a bad word when it comes to these kinds of stories. David Lee Roth has blasted Wolfgang Van Halen for allegedly throwing out some of the singer's invited guests at a couple of the concerts during Van Halen's final tour. Really? So this was, of course, Mammoth was on the bass because they were being so rude to Michael Anthony. In a video posted to YouTube titled "This Crazy Kid," now we got to watch some of this. This fucking kid, before being changed, presumably in an effort to make it more YouTube friendly. Roth recalled the alleged incident, saying, as transcribed by Blabmouth, "This fucking kid, doodly-bee-bop-doo. He's complaining their entire tour like I'm not paying enough attention to him on stage, like Santa Claus coming down boo-boo-boo-boo-boo the chimney and I'm bopping out on Christmas with nobody paying attention. Shalom to the dome, homie. Shalom to the dome. I'm giving him the best. Everything I've got in front of 20, 30,000 people at a clip. Boo-boo. And he's complaining to everybody around me. The business managers, the security guy, the clothing lady. We employ ladies in the clothing line. We're selling the merch. Dave's not paying enough attention to me. Dave's not paying enough attention to me. Cut to New York City. Glamorous, glistening, shimmering New York City. And we're at Jones Beach with 20,000 of my closest friends. Whoopity-boo-boo-boo. I walk out into the middle of the stage and I'm going to do "I'm Your Ice Cream Man, Baby. Stop me when I'm passing by." And I'm testifying to the brothers, Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen. I called him Al because we were really close. Dig it. Man, this is how many times we played New York. This is spectacular. And what I don't know is this kid, this Schlemiel kid, this Schlemiel kid. So that is the word. Now, Miss Althea is going to understand this, but that's what they say. Schlemiel, Schlemazel. I always said Constipation Corporation, but then Laverne and Shirley, we're going to do it. I didn't even know that was a real word. This Schlemiel kid has commandeered a couple of monkeys to go behind my back, over to the side of the stage and throw out these two great dames that I invited to be my guests to the show. And these dames are in their 40s, okay? Businesswomen, in fact. You aren't gonna believe this shit. This fucking kid, swiddly-boo-boo-boo. What he does now is, what he doesn't know is that these two dames, can you stop calling them dames? Isn't that derogatory now? I mean, he pretends like he feels like he's from the 1930s, though, doesn't he? What he doesn't know is that these two dames work for the accounting firm that represents him, not me, but as usual, he, just like his uncle and his uncle's brother, stiffed them for tickets. I know they're going to do that, so I go ahead of things and I give them tickets. I put them way off to the side. And I'm not talking about Motley Crue groupies here. This is the real go. And he throws them out of the building. He's teaching me a lesson. What this fucking kid doesn't know, they're carrying the paychecks for all 82 people on the road crew. Nobody tells me till I'm parked in the middle of that fucking bridge, Fucking Jones Beach. They think I'm gonna freak out? I laughed so hard I spilled my Snapple. Oh yeah! He spilled his Snapple. I can go for a Snapple right now over this shit. Doesn't even have the sparkle. I thought it was sparkle. Like sparkling water. And mineral water's terrible. Have you had that? Sparkling water, perfectly fine. Mineral water tastes like oil. What's he saying? Cut to Hollywood, the gooey balooey hooey Hollywood. We're playing the Hollywood Bowl in October 2015. It's the last 2 shows of the tour, and Ed's not having a good day this year. So I know, hey, maybe I always go and play it like, what if this was the last show? I always go out there and I play it squibbity-boo-boo-boo like it's the last show ever with the brothers. This is important to me. We're celebrating the 15th anniversary here. Is that 50th? Is that a 50th? It is. The 50th anniversary here from when we were starting arguing over which songs is first. Stay focused. The brothers are playing. I walk out on stage at the Hollywood Bowl. I say, woo, woo, woo. This is the very last show that we're playing. And I start getting tears in my eyes because I testified to Eddie and I testified to Al. Hey, we started right down the street at the little nightclub called Gazzari's. We were playing dance tunes and our parents didn't give a shit. We made every penny go right into the gas tank or onto the guitar string fretboard. Okay, here we go. We're at the Hollywood Bowl, baby. I'm about to launch into Ice Cream Man. And this, oh, he's going to go for Ice Cream Man again? I started to launch into I'm your ice cream man. When you're outside and you need something to keep you cool. Brinka, 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 brinka. I said when you're cold outside and you need something to eat. And this fucking kid, he commandeered 2 muscle monkeys located the one dame. This is my guest. She's off in the wings. Oh, so is this because he was talking about New York when the 2 dame Mammoth WVH threw him out the door and they had the paychecks. Now he's saying he's at the Hollywood Bowl and he's about to do Ice Cream Man. And this fucking kid, he goes up to another dame. And this fucking kid, he commandeers 2 muscle monkeys. Okay, before it was just monkeys, but now it's muscle monkeys. Locates the one dame that is my guest. She's off in the wings of the Hollywood Bowl. They find her, make her do the walk of shame past all the other guests out in the parking lot and throw her out of the building. Wolfie Van Halen's gonna teach me a lesson by throwing out what he thinks is my girlfriend this time. Because he couldn't have thought that the last time, Dave. But guess what? What is that, Dave? Not only is this an accountant again, so he just confirmed with the again. Not only is this the accountant again, but you ain't gonna goddamn believe what I'm about to say next, but she's carrying cash bonuses for everybody there. You may want to pull over for this next one. You're gonna pee your pants. Remember New York City? It's the same fucking lady. Guys, I don't think we need to watch him do it. I feel like we did it. And then he says, this fucking kid, this fucking kid. And that's how I remember my last show with Eddie Van Halen. Just a couple bars. He's going to have some music come in.
My name is Dave Roth, and I'm interviewing a very special guest this evening.
You.
Our Lord and Savior, Mr. Jesus Christ. Mr. Christ. Welcome.
Dude, likewise.
We're told you have a message for all of mankind.
Bro, I just want people to know.
Huh?
Okay? I want people to know. I got this job because of my talents, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
I would have had this job anyway, even if my dad wasn't God.
Oh my goodness. He was going to launch into bad-mouthing him then. We are here with some Motley Crue. And I know what you're thinking. You see Vince Neil there, and you're thinking he's saying, you're invited, but your friends can't come. But he's not. He's singing something else, okay? Motley Crue's The End, live in Los Angeles, to be released as a 4K UHD Blu-ray. I don't know what any of that means, so I wanted to get into it and find out. Are we remembering something about something that they put out called The End? I feel like I should know about this, or I've read this or something, but I don't know. According to Blu-ray.com is getting involved in this. According to Blu-ray.com, the 4K Blu-ray version of Motley Crue's The End, live in Los Angeles, so it's just a concert film, will be made available internationally. I almost said intentionally. Will be made available internationally on April 22nd. A North American release is expected to be officially announced shortly on December 31st, 2015, before a sold-out show at the Staples Center Arena in Los Angeles, California. Motley Crue bid what at the time was supposed to be the band's final farewell. Crue's initial 35-year career as a band ended with a spectacular New Year's Eve performance in their hometown, just a few miles from where it all started on the Sunset Strip next to David Lee, right there down the street from Gazzari's, and right around the corner you got the Cat House. You know you had the Cat House over there. And then spoobity-boobity-boo, we would tinkle on over to Roxy and then hit it on over to the Rainbow for a good old drinkity-dinkity. The End, live in Los Angeles, which was originally presented in 2016 in theaters worldwide, captures performances of such mega hits as Kickstart My Heart, Girls, 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 Smoking in the Boys' Room, and Dr. Feelgood. In January 2014, Motley Crue signed a binding legal document known as a cessation of touring agreement, preventing them from touring under the band's name past the year 2015. Vince has been doing just fine with that, hasn't he? He's like, all right, I'll sign. I'll be the first person to sign that. Which was being touted at the time as the first of its kind. This was followed by the Crue's 2-year final tour, performing across 5 continents. Would you like to know the continents? North America, South America, Europe, Australia, and Asia. With 164 shows in 72 markets and grossing over $100 million. Are they going to talk about this at all? Produced and distributed by Eagle Rock Entertainment, The End fully captures the energy and emotion of the evening. Known for their over-the-top production, Motley Crue did not disappoint on that eve. For their last show ever on New Year's Eve, for massive cutting-edge pyros, including Nikki Sixx's guitar spitting fire over 30 feet. Into the air, by the way, not in the ground, but in the air. And Tommy Lee's crucifixly drum roller coaster. I remember the roller coaster. I think we did a Tommy Lee video on that. I think we did a video autopsy on his roller coaster drum set. Amongst many other spectacular elements, lead singer Vince Neil delivered an emotional thank you speech to the audience, while the band supplied next-level, high-octane fueled energy, ringing in the new year on stage with thousands of balloons raining down on the crowd. The grand finale of the show included a blowout performance of their hit single, Kickstart My Heart, with Nikki Sixx and Vince Neil floating above the audience in far-reaching cherry pickers, leaving fans in tears. The show concluded with an emotional encore rendition of Home Sweet Home from the second stage riser in the center of the audience. Oh, heavens to Betsy, bless them. The concert was initially released as CD and DVD and CD Blu-ray in 2016. It was also later made available at a standalone 3LP vinyl. Crue fans who shelled out for the band's 2014-15 farewell tour were led to believe that the group would never return after playing its final concert on December 15th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. We're almost done with this shit. During an appearance on the January 19th episode of Sirius XM Trunk Nation with Eddie Junk in the Trunk, Neil was asked how you felt about coming out of retirement and playing shows again as part of the Crue's 2022 Summer Stadium Tour with Def Leppard and Poison. The 62-year-old singer responded,
We sat around for, 5 years without doing anything. I was always doing shows because I'm Vince Neil. I got out there, I do my shows with my band. I got a side band, and I'm always doing the shows with my solo band. But I found it to be fun. I was in.
see, he was right in on it. Nikki Sixx gave him a call, and then Vince says yes.
We're going to get together and do some stadiums. And I was like, okay, that sounds pretty cool. The stadium tour got us to more people. So it was a lot of fun.
When the stadium tour was first announced in December 2019, Cruz said the Netflix biopic The Dirt about the band's formative years sparked renewed interest from younger fans who wanted to see them live. I mean, that's true. If there was ever a time for them to break the contract thingy, it was right there when they're on the thing. They do The Dirt, right? We're almost done with this, guys. In fact, I think we are done with this because we're getting on to Sharon. Sometimes we have to tackle hard topics around here, and Sharon attempted the S, the big farewell. She attempted that when she learned of Ozzy's affair, and I can't remember, Ozzy's affairs. So let's get into this and find out what's going on. Sharon Osbourne says she attempted, the big S, the Nevermore, after learning of Ozzy's affairs. Sharon Osbourne has revealed that she attempted suicide after she found out about one of her husband's, Ozzy Osbourne's, previous affairs. Because she probably didn't like the particular gal. Sometimes, when you're Ozzy, he just never struck me as kind of a lady chaser, did he? Was he? He always struck me as like a crazy madman, wanted to get drunk and do drugs, and he wasn't like a skirt. Would they call him? Is that bad? Skirt chaser? Speaking on stage at her show, Sharon Osbourne Cut the Crap in London on Sunday, the 71-year-old, who also manages Ozzy's career, said that she wanted to make her own life after learning of the singer's infidelities. He's always had groupies, and I was so used to that, said Sharon, according to the UK newspaper Mirror. But when he knows the name of the person, where they live and where they work, it is a whole different thing as you are emotionally invested. I took I don't know how many pills. Yeah, well, Ozzy is that's a light, Sharon, you're a lightweight with your pills. I took those before I went and fucked that lady when I got her phone number and her address. Sharon, who shares daughter Amy, 40, she was the really cute one that didn't want to be in the show. Rightfully so. She's like, you guys are a bunch of jackasses, man. I believe her to be very attractive. She's 40 now. Kelly, 39, and the sweet boy, Jack, 38 years old, with Ozzy, went on, I just thought my kids are older. They are fine and can take care of themselves. So I took an overdose and I locked myself in the bedroom. The maid tried to come in to clean the room and saw me. Thank God for the maid. No one ever appreciates the maid. They cook, they clean, they take the kids, they pick the kids up, they play with the kids because you don't want to play with the kids. They do all this shit, and then when you pull something like that, they're there. If you have a maid and watch this show, first off, please donate something substantial to this channel. And B, say thank you to your maid. In 2020, Ozzy was said that he terrified Sharon would leave me after she learned of my extramarital. I've never said that word in me bleeding bloody life. I've never said extramarital in my life. After affairs 8 years ago. After Ozzy's affair with celebrity hairstylist Michelle Pugh. Really? Oh, we've got names. was made public in May 2016. He underwent therapy for sex addiction, Sharon. I think she did say in one of these latest podcasts that he's a real horn dog. And she's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm 71. And God love you if you're still going at it at 71. Go at it at 81 if you can. Sharon and Ozzy later reconciled, and they even renewed their vows, asking in an interview with Good Morning Britain if he was amazed Ozzy and Sharon was still together. Ozzy replied, I've been a bad boy at times. Sharon added, it's like Shakespearean play or love story. Ozzy's has been, don't put the S there. Ozzy has been a right old fuck with women. Or whatever, it says expletive there, but I guess you just put in whatever word works. A right old pig with women. Pressed about whether he feared Sharon would leave him the last time he was caught cheating, Ozzy said, I absolutely was terrified. Asked if he is addicted to sex, Ozzy said, I think it's another fix. If you're a junkie like I was, anything that alters your body you've got to find it. I didn't love any of these people. I learned a lesson. As for how close she came to kicking Ozzy out, Sharon said, I was just really broken in every sense of the word. I said to Ozzy, if you ever do this to me again, I'm going to cut off your hair. I'm going to cut your hair off and I'm going to cut all your clothes. Ozzy chimed in, I wish I hadn't done this stupid thing that I did. And that's the truth. Because you never know what you have until you've lost it. Oh, that's beautiful, Ozzy. And I thought I'd lost it a big time. Sammy Hagar, really quick. Here we get into Sammy Hagar. That's a face that says, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He's looking at this guy at Ancestry.com, and this guy's saying, let me tell you who you are. He says, no, I know who I am. I'm the goddamn Red Rocker. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. But this guy says, no, I know who you are down to your molecular level, bitch. So Sammy Hagar navigates his ancestry in new episode of PBS's show, Finding Your Roots. And I want to know what this guy's all about. What was his great-great-grandfather doing? Did he, in fact, build that highway system that he can't drive 55 on? The only one way to find out is right here. Sammy Hagar is featured on a new episode of the PBS series Finding Your Roots. In this episode, renowned scholar Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr., great name, beautiful name, and you're a doctor, and he's got a 5-letter name system going on here. 2 in the front, 5 for Henry, 5 for Louis, 5 for Gates, 2 Junior. It comes together. Henry Louis Gates helps the legendary Van Halen singer and solo artist uncover his roots, revealing secrets their ancestors went to great lengths to conceal, and celebrating the virtues of accepting one's relatives, whoever they may be. Gates uses genealogical detective work and cutting-edge DNA analysis to guide his guests through the branches of their family tree. That would be crazy. Guests on Finding Your Roots often face unexpected revelations while sitting across from Gates, thumbing through a book of ancestry findings. Yeah, he's got like a big old booklet that he opens up. And nobody wants to see that last page where it's either and there's your great-great-great-great-granddad. He's right there. The The Finding Your Roots episode featuring Hagar will premiere on Tuesday, January 23rd at 7 Central on your local PBS station or streaming on pbs.org and the PBS video app. At the center of it all, guiding every discovery, is a host and executive producer, Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr., the Alphonse Fletcher University professor and director to the Hutchins Center for African and African American Research at Harvard University. My God, that's a lot to spit out. You're an important person if they say, what do you do? You know, you're at a singles bar. I'm a professor at the Alphonse Fletcher University, Hutchins Center for African and African American Research at the Harvard University. Oh, shit. Here's my, you got any roofies? Put them in my drink. Take me home, Mr. Gates. I am deeply proud of this series. I think it is so important to do shows, today to show what we have in common as Americans and as human beings, despite our apparent differences. The stories we find in our guest family tree demonstrate repeatedly that we are a fundamentally blended nation that draws strength from our diversity. Assembling the extensive family tree and ancestral natives, where's Sammy at? I want to hear what happened with Sammy. Let's watch Sammy.
Your great-granduncle Joseph lost not just one, but two of his sons in brutal homicides. Wow.
Jesus.
What's it like to find this out?
I thought more on my dad's side to be more people beating people up and stuff, because, but not.
He said homicide. Get that damn thing off. He said homicide, Sammy, not beat people up and stuff.
To put it in perspective, you knew Catherine, your grandmother. They were her first cousins. Think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I know my first cousins. If this was going on with my first cousins, I don't know what I would think.
Oh, ha! All right. We're done with that. We're going to get on to a quick story here. Then we got to watch another little videos piece. It just seems weird to me that Duff McCagan would sit down with, what's that guy's name? Randall McFury? I can't remember. The guitar player. He sings half the songs on Alice in Chains. It'll tell me. Anyways, they're going to interview. Here we go. If you're down with the sickness, unfortunately, Mr. Disturbed, David Draymond, is down with the sickness. He's got a bit of laryngitis. They're just postponing a show. We want to make sure, we're just doing this story to check in and make sure he's okay. That's all we want to do here, people. I know he's going to let us know either way. Disturbed's January 25th concert at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa, has been postponed to May 14th. In a statement to fans, the band said vocalist Damon Draymond is unable to perform due to laryngitis. We always want to bring our fans the best show possible, but tonight it is not possible. Please hold on to your tickets as we have rescheduled this show to get down with the sickness for May 14th. All previously purchased tickets will be honored for the new date. Ticket holders, check your emails for more details. Draymond added in a separate statement, sorry, Des Moines, Iowa, at Disturbed ones. Did my best to try and muscle through the sinus infection I was fighting, but now have laryngitis, goddammit. Need to rest for a few days to recover. Always kills me to have to do this, but we need to postpone the show until May 13th. You got it wrong, buddy. It's the 14th. Apologies. All right, there you go. Disturbed kicked off their 2024 leg of Take Back Your Life tour on Friday, January 19th at the Peoria Civic Center, that's not bad, in Peoria, Illinois. The band's 21-song set list included the live debut of Divisive, the Divisive album track Don't Tell Me, featuring a guest appearance by Mariah Formica of the opening band Plush. Oh, they're on the road with them? That's all right. She's a pretty good singer. Released in November 2022, Disturbed's latest LP, Divisive, was recorded earlier that year with producer Drew Folk, who's done Motionless in White, Little Peep. Little Peep, get over here, Little Peep. What are you doing? Was you getting over there in my jelly bean jar, Little Peep? Get out of there. And a band called Highly Suspect in Nashville, Tennessee. There you go. Let's watch a little bit of this. Duff McCagan, Lighthouse, he's going to say, what's his goddamn name? Let's find it. I mean, shouldn't it be the other way around? Jerry Cantrell. Jerry Cantrell. So Jerry's going to say, Duff, tell me about your new solo record. But I feel like Duff should be going, tell me about your solo records, because you got some good ones. But to be fair, guys, I haven't heard his solo record. I'm sure Duff McCagan is perfectly fine, okay? Never mind.
And
Oh,
a good
God.
price.
So powerful.
Like for you to come in on that song was so perfect because this you and I have so much in common and we're around the same age.
Yeah.
And I was walking our dog during you know, again, nobody's out.
Walking the dog.
This man,
Okay. Yeah.
like a lawyer,
Yeah.
who owned this building he was old guy.
Sure.
Okay.
Roses, whether Guns N' Roses record or a Duff record or whatever. Doesn't make that particular one, but
I guess this is a whole big thing, guys. This is like an hour and 11 minutes.
Put it
that's
on the
cool.
record. He's like, dude,
Let's see.
all right, down on the streets and loose. And there's a bottle of night train sitting there. I mean, it prints it on the whole Trinity. Kind of, you know, there's just plenty more, but that would be my...
Boy, he sure has aged well, hasn't he? I'm liking old Jerry Cantrell there. They're both looking pretty good. They got the black t-shirts on. They got the black pants on. They're standing there, you know, they're just having a good conversation. Let's get into it. Let's get into your comments, you guys. We got 11 comments this time. Come on, baby cakes. I bought 2 of those drinks, and I don't even want the other one. I won't even drink the other one. Thank goodness for water. Water is great, isn't it? It's Mother Nature's stuff. Oh boy. Okay, we got him. Mike Buchanan. As I confirmed to you at the very beginning of this thing, I told you he's alive and well, and he's right here. The answer to your question from Jive Talkin 110 about loving the big monster movies, yes, I can't get enough of them. And yes, I'm doing just fine. YouTube screwed me over again and deleted my comment. It happens from time to time. People think I'm delete stuff. I never delete anything. You know, I don't touch any of that stuff. So, Mike Buchanan says, did I stumble across a cult classic 80s gem for this week's movies that are bad, but we love them anyways? Fire and Ice, 1983. If you had HBO as a kid back in the 80s, this movie was on like all the time. In this animated tale, a tiny village is destroyed by a surging glacier, which serves as the deadly domain of the evil ice lord Necron. Wow. The only survivor is a young warrior, Larn, who vows to avenge this act of destruction. The evil continues, however, as Necron's palace of ice heads, his palace of ice heads straight towards Fire Keep, the great fortress ruled by the good King Jarl. There's always a goddamn good King Jarl, isn't there? The animation is more in vein with early He-Man. Okay, the cartoon, which is too so ... terrible. Grab yourself your favorite beverage, pop some popcorn, settle in your favorite chair, and press play. There you go. There's your tagline. I've been telling you for months. You know, you got to have like Geordie LaForge had on Reading Rainbow, but don't take my word for it. There you go. grab yourself a beverage, put some popcorn, and settle in your favorite chair and press play. Press play is your tagline. But don't take my word for it. Just press play. You're welcome to have that if you want. Still Mike Buchanan here. Still waiting for the Jive Talkin' opening music CD to drop. Get all your Shane classics from K-Tel Records. Definitely would be short songs. I mean, you could put that on half a CD, a quarter of a CD. Well, how long does a CD hold? 70 minutes? Yeah, it'd be over in less than 5. But, hey, who am I to get in the way of a good idea? Mike Buchanan says, yeah, not going to spend any money to go see Kiss video game concert. That's just dumb and a money grab. As a matter, I wouldn't go see any concert that used avatars and played backing tracks. Me neither. I'm not interested. I'm betting that if this Kiss thing does ever happen, it will be exactly the same end of the road concert, yes, they were doing for the past 20 years. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Put all the good tunes in there. Don't do that same old shit. And I'm sure they put that in a set list. So Paul, if you notice, Paul will do one song. Gene does 3. Paul does another one. Peter Singer. Eric Singer. Dude, when I lived in New Jersey, I once lived in Sparta. Don't get overexcited. It's not that glamorous of a town. There is a pretty good lake there called Lake Mohawk. Mike Buchanan, adding Eric to Skid Row was a brilliant move. He has an incredible voice, and apparently he's not petty. Yep. About Sepultura, I prefer the Max years along with his brother Igor. The band's changed a lot since the original members left. Sorry to say, but Motley Crue has become a joke of a band. And you are correct about not sending the S after Mars. Okay, so you don't need the S on the end of an S name. This comes from having a mom who was an English teacher. The funny my sister and I would have using bad grammar around. Okay. The fun my sister and I would have using bad grammar around her, as she couldn't help herself and correct us every single time. And she still does. Mr. Buchanan, I'm seeing, and now the Jive Talking jokes of the week, but I'm not seeing the jokes. They're not there. You see that? It's a show less. So you get in your heart. But, well, I might have to just give you, where's the jokes? I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to hit reply on this. And if he puts a reply in, we'll do them at the end. That would be crazy if that happens. White Bread coming in. I tried listening to Sepultura after Max left and it didn't take. I found Soulfly more catchy and easier to listen to. I feel like that too. Like a lot of people just kind of went, oh, they're gone? Soulfly. But I mean, they got some good stuff with, what was the guy's name? Green? But and that drummer's amazing, badass too. Eloy or whatever. But bang, there's your heart. Zayas coming in here. Bob got a raw deal from Vince, Nick, and Tom. Yep. Is that Bobby Dean Stanton or whatever his name is? McMars? Bobby Real Dean? Something. There you go. There's your heart. Don't tread on metal. Shane got another. Oh boy. Oh my heavens to Betsy. Don't tread on metal. What are you doing here? Shane got another recommendation for you. Thrust. Metallic Attack. You're going to love it. I'm sorry, my friend. I cannot give you a heart, a thumbs up, or anything on that because the Jive Talkins is not the place for requests. Anywhere else, any other video is a good place for requests. The Jive Talkins. I must stay strong on this. I apologize. I must stay strong. Miss Althea coming in. The dumbstruck fool says kiss. She's talking kiss. I believe I have commented before that I would be inclined to patronize the Avatar thing if the band were portrayed as they should be with Ace and Peter. I would otherwise sooner spend money to see a tribute band in a dive bar for this point forward. Yes. Miss Althea says, and speaking of Ace, I love this man, but I don't know if necessarily I believe his passport issues. I do believe that he owes the IRS, though, probably a hell of a lot of money, more than what he stated, and that he hasn't bothered paying his mortgage. How is he not in jail for any of that? I mean, how did you get 2 years in on a not paying a mortgage? I feel like 2 months and they're up. You can't even get away with a month if you're renting. How do you go 2 years? Oh yeah, his quote, really smart attorneys, unquote. I remember something from one of many books written by an ex-KISS colleague, a former manager, I believe, where he talked about Ace laying a literal ton of money on an elaborate birthday party of his daughter, but his account was constantly overdrawn. This was well after he was out of KISS. Apparently, Ace was totally delusional about his financial affairs. And when he was told he did not have sufficient funds for the party, all he had to say was, "Aren't I rich?" That's what he said at the party?
Wait a minute. Aren't I rich?
Yeah, he's the OG spaceman, all right. Spacing out. Miss Althea on Eric Gronwall. Sure hope Baz is paying attention and learns a thing or two. Eric has had plenty of motive and opportunity to hurl clapbacks at Baz, either on stage or in interviews. But for him to instead say how much respect he has for him is really generous. I agree. Miss Althea on Mick Mars, congrats to him on a well-deserved legal win. And you are correct as far as the S thing. So that's 2. The text should have read Mick Mars, yes, the way I was thinking. Lawyer. Mick Mars, lawyer. No additional S. Thank you. Oh, she's going to tell us her Crystal Gale, her hit song. I asked about a hit song. Crystal Gale's big crossover hit was Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. Yes. I remember seeing a performance of her, and her hair was so long that it almost like she could put her high heels on it. It was really long. Crystal Gale. Go Google her. Look her up. She's saying this. Don't it make my brown eyes blue? And don't forget the tidbit that she is younger sister of the fabulous Loretta Lynn. I did forget that. May she rest in peace. Miss Althea, Mike B., wherefore art thou? I will throw out a bad movie we love anyway to cover for last week on his behalf, which would be the 1962 EEGAH, A Prehistoric Caveman. So that's the title, EEGAH. A prehistoric caveman is discovered by a group of teenagers who try to domesticate him. Then, of course, all hell breaks loose. Did Encino Man rip it off and deliberately make it a comedy? The jury is out. What was that movie? I think it was more of a, I want to say it was more of a kind of a drama or a suspense, but do you remember that movie where they find a prehistoric man in the ice and they bring it out and he actually comes back to life and they're holding him in some kind of a dome? Do you remember that? What was that movie? That's like from the 80s or something. There you go, Miss Althea. There's your heart. Christian Haynes, or Haynes, dare I say. I believe this might be the fellow from Torn Sky. Doing okay, Shane. Okay, emoji, Con. Hope you're doing great, buddy. Good video, brother. Thumbs uppy. There you go, bang. There's your heart. Sticky Doll coming in. Go check them out over there on Instagram and Facebook, the Sticky Doll Show. For all the money Kiss has and the level of technology their avatars require, it's funny that the hair they decided to give Paul Stanley looks like a horrific wig from the 80s. From the 80s off of Hollywood Boulevard. A lot of Hollywood Boulevard talking this episode, huh? Love Paul, but just saying. Yeah, I mean, they can make, with the CGI and stuff, they can make all that hair look fantastic now. He could have just a beautiful lockup. He's like, take me back to 1978 and put a little splash of that concrete blonde in there or whatever he had in, Is that the word for it? Concrete. I know it's a great band, but what's the word for that? Platinum blonde? There you go, and there's a heart for Sticky Doll, and then Evil Eyes coming in. Jive rapping with Paul Stanley. Indeed, my friend, indeed. Okay, we do it, we get out, we go. You live your life, you live it to the fullest. You get out there, what are you going to do? You're going to take 50 steps, you're going to take 100 steps, you're going to go for a fucking walk and work off some of them cheesecake slices you've been eating? I don't even know what the hell's going to go on here, but I just really would like to figure things out more. Yeah, baby, I'm going to get me a nice tone. I believe I might lay down a little. Tonight in your sweetest little red dress I thought we were staying in. You're wearing your favorite perfume and you got them sexy high heels on, but you ain't taking me out where you going, girl. Are you falling out of love with me? Are you falling into ecstasy with Shane? Jive talking with Shane, if that's what you're after, what you want in your veins, you wanna. Gotta get you jive talking. You put your sexy dress on and you go to Shane's house for a special episode of Jive Talkin', honey baby, honey baby. So come on baby, go on over to Shane's, it's okay girl.